Hello and welcome to Drive-In Double Feature Podcast. I'm Nathan.
Ryan.
And this is the podcast where we talk about 2 movies a week every Tuesday and Thursday. But before we get into today's episode, I want to talk to you about a Patreon. If you head over to patreon.com/Drive-In Double Feature Podcast, you get fun games, conversations, and all of that just for $5 a month. But no main show content is locked behind our Patreon. All right. Well, Ryan, we are talking about Saw 3D, Saw the Final Chapter, Saw 7. This movie has so many names. I think it was called Saw 3D at release. And then, like, for future releases, it got Saw the Final Chapter as its name.
I can't believe they ended. I can't believe they ended it here. It's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
It's crazy to think that they did for the longest time. For 7 years, this was the end of the Saw franchise.
Oh
Um,
my God.
yeah, exactly. So I've been saying, kind of following along. I had watched most of these movies. I did go see Saw 6 in the theater. This was one that I skipped out on. I just didn't go see this one in the theater. I waited to watch it at home, and I remember not liking this one like at all. And I know, Ryan, you were already out of Saw at this point, so this is your first time watching this one.
First time ever. Yep.
Yeah, first time ever. And yeah, I still don't like this movie, but let's break it down. Um what's going on here? So this one is directed by Gavin Gertert. He's actually directed Saw 5.
Oh, my least favorite one so
Oh,
far.
no, no,
So
no, sorry. Actually, he directed Saw 6. He directed Saw 6. Which I know is one
and
of
we
your.
like
Yeah,
we like that one. Yeah.
but here's the thing. The director of this movie, see, this is where I was confused. The director of this movie was supposed to be David Hackle, who directed Saw 5. And then he actually had to drop out 2 weeks before filming started. And that's when this guy hopped in to get in on this one. So I don't know. I guess maybe I
So
hold.
you're saying maybe it wasn't his fault?
I don't want to put blame on him because he also made Saw 10, which we'll go over later, but that one's also good. So I feel like a lot is set up to make him fail. Also, Saw 6 didn't make as much money as they wanted. So, and they actually planned to make a Saw 7 and 8 and end on the eighth one, but they decided to actually just make this the final chapter. So there's a lot going on here. And also, I think the leaning towards 3D. So 3D, 2010, huge time for 3D
Everywhere.
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 Yeah, exactly. And I'm of the opinion that 3D can be fun. It can be. But I feel like at this point it was overdone, and a lot of movies didn't utilize it very well. It was just another way to get like an extra $3 out of your pocket.
I remember. So I mean, pretty much it was Avatar. I think was the one
Yeah.
that kind of like after Avatar made like almost $2 billion. It was kind of
Mhm.
like we gotta just we gotta utilize 3D. And then like I swear to God, like almost every movie
Yeah.
had 3D at that
Yeah.
point.
I think even movies that you would never expect to have 3D had 3D on it.
The Harold and Kumar Christmas movie was 3D.
I did not remember that. Oh my God.
Uh,
Why would you
Well,
do
yeah, 'cause
that?
like that one, like it was blatant though too. And same with this one. I mean, it was just like just very over. And, it's like like the '80s or whatever, like in the Friday the 13th Part 3, where it was just like
Mhm.
they had to add like some really pokey, like stupid, like 3D moments.
Yeah, exactly. They had to like throw it in, and Saw is cheesy. I won't, it has its level of cheese, but it's its own thing. The
Hmm.
3D in this does not fit any of the other movies. They're not as in your face. Like I'll even reveal one. There's a scene where someone throws an actual saw into the camera and it 3D spins into the camera. That's never been a Saw thing. That's not really what Saw is about. That is just goofy. And I think that's this whole movie in a nutshell. I think this movie is so unlike the past 6 movies, even the bad ones, and it's just like goes off and does it. It ends up being just really stupid. Just a really dumb end to this whole franchise.
I was surprised at how bad it was.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like I was just kind of thinking, I'm like, like, oh, Saw 6, we really enjoyed that one. If it's anything like that, it should be a good time. But this one, it's like I it's just so dumb where they like Hoffman is in this one, and like I don't even think Saw even has like a philosophy anymore. Like it's
No,
just he just starts killing people randomly.
yeah. That's the thing. It's like even if like in Saw 6, right? We learned that Hoffman is a bit of he's a glutton for punishment. He's hot-headed, but he still believes in the rules. He still believes, we've complained about it where the rules are starting to get out of hand, but this one is just like
There is no
bizarre.
rules.
There's no rules. People die who are not supposed to die. This is the most depressing Saw. Like, because I feel like in some ways, Saw can have a little bit of hope to it. It's like, if you fight hard enough, you get to deserve to live. You are going to live if you try hard. I don't think anyone ever had a chance in this movie to survive. And without that, I feel like you
No,
lose a piece of Saw.
no. And I mean, because when the main guy is like going through all these traps or whatever,
Hmm.
at least in the sixth one, like the main guy was able to at least save some people in
Hmm.
this one. And the other one, it's like nothing.
Exactly. There needs to be some like point to it all. Otherwise, it is just because people complain about this series as just a torture porn series. And I feel like in this entry, it becomes that. It's just like, let's see what gross out stuff we can see. So yeah, I guess getting into the movie, we do open on Jill right after the last one, and she's running in a hallway, and she does this twice in the movie. The girl's so bad at acting, she can't even run convincingly. It's so bad. And it's, oh my God, this movie is so bad because Hoffman, if you remember, he breaks out at the end of the last Saw movie, and he ends up getting like a bunch of stuff to like, gauze up his injuries. And Jill is like hiding behind like some jackets, like peeking, like hands over her mouth, scared, watching Hoffman. It's so goofy. Oh, but that we should bring up the opening trap, which is horrible. What is the logistics of this? Okay. So there's a girl hanging from the top of this room, and there's three circular saws spinning, and it's two guys on either end. It's like a love triangle thing. That's the setup where one person has to die, either the girl or one of the guys. And it's in this glass case in the middle of a park where hundreds of people are watching. Who didn't notice anyone building this giant thing, giant trap in the middle of a park?
That they did that. Those people were passed out.
Hmm.
Nobody caused any attention to it. And of course, the police don't show up to it until like the trap is like almost over.
Yes, yeah. So it no, everything just worked out correctly as usual. And but that one ends with the two guys kind of being like, you know what? I hate this woman. Let's kill her. So they work together to
Yeah.
kill her. But the real plot of this movie is that we have Bobby Dagan, who is a Jigsaw survivor, and he has a Jigsaw survivor group. Actually, in this group, it's kind of cool. You do see a bunch of people from the past movies. Even like the drug addict guy from Saw 5 was in the group. The old lady from Saw 6 that he like
Yeah.
helps get out is in the group.
The
But
the the girl who cut off her arm, she's in there,
yeah,
and
she's like the
but
big one.
she got some mileage out of winning that reality show. She got to be in two Saw
Yeah,
movies.
she got two paychecks, and
Yeah.
she knows she's trying because in this one she has to be like, I won nothing. I got nothing out of this. I think
Yeah, well, because they were like trying to say like uh they're like, oh well, you need to realize the good in these things, we have our life, and we can just live every day to the fullest now. And she's like, oh, my favorite thing is the like the handicap parking.
that's right. Yeah. When I go to the mall, which is so silly. And then Carrie Elwes is there. That's like the big reveal of this movie is that Carrie Elwes
Yeah.
does return. He did make it out because he was able to go to a hot pipe and he was able to cauterize the wound. And so Jigsaw and him basically are besties now. They're good friends. This was actually a fan theory for a long time. On YouTube, there was a ton of videos when I was growing up watching Saw videos where it's like, oh, check out these Easter eggs. Carrie Elwes is alive. Dr. Gordon's alive. So it had been a thing for years and years. And yeah, that's kind of like one of the big things about this movie. Um, Another big thing is that there is no Jigsaw in this movie. He shows up for one scene and he is out, which makes sense. He's been dead for so long. But I feel like I think that's probably one of the biggest mistakes this franchise has ever made is killing him off because what we learned from this one is we lose a bit of the soul of the franchise whenever he's not in it. He's like one of those shining lights.
I mean, Tobin Bell is such a presence, and I don't think Hoffman is bad, really,
No,
per
I think
se, but like,
I think could be interesting.
but not anywhere near, not anywhere near Tobin Bell.
Yeah, but he gets a book signature from the guy who survives the trap, and it's the very classic image of him wearing a backwards baseball
Oh,
cap as his
oh,
disguise.
yeah, because it's supposed to be like him as younger,
Yeah,
and it's just like, oh yeah, here you go. He just has like a backwards cap on.
it's so funny.
That's
Um,
so stupid. Like who like
yeah, who thought that was a good idea?
yeah.
Also, I think it's a really awful plot device that this guy survived a trap, but he didn't. Because who in their right mind would actually pretend to have been in a saw trap? That just sets you up to be in a saw trap. I know he thought Jigsaw was dead, but like it's still like there were still killings going on and everything. Oh no,
Well, no,
when he started
no,
it, Jigsaw was
no,
still
yeah,
alive.
right.
Yeah, what am I saying? That is so
I like an act.
stupid.
There was an active serial killer, like still out and about, and he was the he would have just been like, you're just putting a target on your back for that sort
Mhm.
of thing. And it's just wild to think that, he was just like, yeah, this is never going to happen to me. And
Yeah, Jigsaw won't take offense to this. I think it'll be okay. Just
yeah, but he was definitely put on notice, though.
yeah, exactly. But like he does the rounds, he does talk shows. He's become really famous off of this, and he has a bunch of handlers that support him. But he has a wife that does really love him. So of course he gets put into a trap. And I think one of the things that makes me really hate this movie and like its lack of like any moral to its story, like maybe not moral, but like how the rules are gone, is his wife is in the center of this trap and he gets closer and closer to saving her. And she's basically dog collared. You don't know what's going to happen to her most of the movie, but she did nothing wrong. No, absolutely nothing. She actually thought her husband did survive a trap, was very
He believed,
supportive of him.
yeah.
And the movie, and I'll just reveal at the end, she does die. She burns in like this CGI furnace. And I'm just like, wow, they really just killed someone so undeserving of death.
Well, I mean, like we've seen innocent characters in Saw movies like get put
Yeah.
into traps, but it's always been revealed that they were never really in danger.
Yes.
Like from
Yeah.
Saw 6, that those people that were, the mother and son that
Hmm.
were that they were in there, they were, you think that they're going to be involved in a trap, but it turns out they were the ones not, they were just deciding the fate of the guy, so they weren't the main, they were never in any danger.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's like usually what it is it's like they're innocent or or there's like at least a little bit of badness there or something going on. Where this is just like, oh, she really did nothing wrong. Um, but there's a new cop at the center of this movie. I don't even remember his name. I think it was maybe Gibson. Uh,
Gibson, yeah.
yeah, and he's horrible, horrible actor. He's basically,
Terrible actor. He's
yeah,
just like he's got like this really bad New York accent,
yeah.
and
and it's just so unconvincing.
He doesn't like. I thought like there's this one scene where John's wife like goes to the police
Mhm.
station and she's basically just like it was Hoffman. Hoffman is the one that's behind all this, and
Mhm.
Gibson's just like, wow, great, like can you sign an affidavit? Like it was just so unconvincing. Like I thought like it was going to be revealed that he was like in on it, or like he was trying to
Mhm.
protect Hoffman in some way. Like that's what it seemed like, and I'm just like, oh no, he was just a really bad actor.
Yeah, he
Like,
was just
it's
an
just
awful actor. There's like
yeah.
one scene where he's talking to Jill and he's like, "What are you crazy? You crazy person? You're so
Yeah,
crazy." He says
yeah, that's what
crazy
he said. He
over and
keeps saying
over.
crazy. He says crazy like 3 times. You're so crazy, crazy. Like,
So bad. And Jill becomes like Jill is interesting because I don't really like her or anything, but she's always been kind of strong in a way. Like she's at least knowing of what happens. The reveal is like, oh, I got you and everything. And this one, she's so like in distress the whole movie. She does nothing. She's in fear of her
he's
life.
helpless.
Yeah. And I've never really felt like she was that character.
There's one scene. Uh, there's a dream
Yeah.
sequence in this movie,
Oh my
and this
God.
this is probably like the worst looking trap I've,
Yeah.
or like at
Horrible.
least like effects wise. Like Jill is put on to, she's standing up, and there's like this uh device, like this motor, like this track basically with like this big thing on like this rails, on this car on this rails, and it's got
Hmm.
this giant blade in front of it, and then Hoffman just launches it at her, and it comes like top speed and just like destroys her body, like just splits into all these pieces, and
Hmm.
it looks so bad.
It's horrible. And it does this a lot in this movie because it's 3D. I think they hold on effects for too long to get the blood effect into the camera. Yeah, it's like watching this like Stretch Armstrong break into two. It's really
Yeah,
bad. Yeah, and just the fact that a Saw movie has like a dream sequence dumb trap like that, I think is so goofy. Um, there's another trap that doesn't really have anything to do with the main plot with Chester Bennington of Lincoln Park, who's in the driver's seat of the car and he's
mhm.
glued, skin's glued to the seat. This is so elaborate. It's dumb. Like it's so elaborate where like he has to reach forward through the glass, hit a switch, otherwise the car will fall, crush a girl's head, yank a chain to rip out a guy's mouth, and then he'll
Jaw,
also
yeah.
yeah, and then he runs into a guy, and then that'll make him crash and die. And it's just like watching this guy trying to peel off his skin for 60 seconds to try to
And it looks,
yeah.
and that looks bad too. It looks
Like
like
yeah. How does a movie
it
like
the
this look bad when it's $10 million? Like, I don't know.
we we don't normally get into like the technical aspect of it, but the colors in this movie looked so bad too in
Yeah.
this one. It looked so muted and everything. It looked just like very drab.
Mhm.
And not necessarily like saw like this big bright colorful movie, but it's at least lit in a very stylistic sort of way.
Yeah.
And I thought this one was just like it looked, and I'm like, I don't know if it's because they filmed it for 3D and it has to look like this, or
I'm pretty sure because a lot of movies like this, not all, but there is a lot of movies that were shot for 3D at the time that do have like a greenish tint to it, almost very ugly. And I think that also explains why, because Saw also has like signature editing, right? It's very quick cut, weird editing. That's almost gone from this one, and I think that's for 3D. It'd probably get a little sickening in 3D to see some of those edits.
yeah, probably.
Um,
Um, yeah, it's just not a very pretty looking movie, and like the effects in this one just it looks really cheap.
it does. It just looks like a very cheap. It's like the first time I could say I feel like a Saw feels like a cash grab. Like this one feels like, oh, we're just making a movie we have to just to get some money. Um, because these movies have always been cheap, but not quite like this. Um, but anyway, we'll go into Bobby's story. It's what we've seen before. Bobby goes room to room, sees traps, and then just moves on. Here, nobody wins, nobody survives, everybody dies. There is one trap that I do think is really like disgusting to watch, and that's the fish hook one. That was
Oh
so
yeah.
hard to watch, where there's a girl with a fish hook down her throat, and he has to pull it out of her throat to get a key, and like he's yanking it really hard, and she's screaming, and like it's
Yeah.
blood shooting out. It was hard to watch. Like that was pretty vile. But I mean,
Well, I mean,
that's the point.
I, well, I mean, like, and even with that one, it's like, even if he did get it out in time, she's dead. Like her throat has just been like slit open, like from the
Yeah.
inside. Like her esophagus is just gonna bleed.
Hmm.
It just has like a gash through it.
Exactly. The way it's like like stuck in her body, it's not good for her. And she can't scream. That's what makes her die. Is if she screams, these giant poles will go into her neck. But she just keeps screaming over and over. And I think even the guy says, "Why didn't you shut up?"
Yeah, he's like choking her. It's like, shut up.
Yeah, and it's I kind of get that. But yeah, the other one is like he leads a blind man over boards.
Yeah,
Boring. There's another trap. I'm not. Oh, he has to like
the
lift up weights to make it.
yeah he could, and he gets cut like when he lifts them too,
Yeah.
and he has to, and if he doesn't, then these like spikes will go into like this girl's eyes.
Yeah, which is part of the 3D because there's spikes there. But I mean, like, it just talking about it now, this just screams of just lazy, just like lazy ideas. Where the last one actually did something interesting. I'm still the carousel trap is really cool. There's some fun ideas there. This is just nothing, gives you nothing.
It's I'm trying to think, like, was there any point where like the Hoffman Jill storyline and then this storyline, is there any point where it like intersected?
No, I don't know. I know the cops were there when it was going on. As it was happening, they were there. But the Jill Costas Mandalore, like that whole thing, that never even interacts with this. It's kind of
I
like
don't think
Saw
so.
5, right?
Uh, Right, and it's like, when's Hoffman gonna have time to do all that? Well, I guess it was revealed it wasn't Hoffman,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
but s- but still, a- and it that one just kind of ends too because uh Bobby has to, like, his final one is he's got to put these hooks in his chest,
mhm.
and he's got to climb up a chain, um and then in order to turn off the incinerator.
Yeah. Um,
And
and that's the way he says he survives in his book. So it's like a test of like, oh, you actually have to do what you said.
right, and he ends up falling like because I saw, like, I'm like, you did not put those hooks in deep enough, like you are going
No.
to fall, and sure enough he does fall,
Yeah.
and his wife gets burnt incinerated.
Yeah, and that's the
And
thing is the way the trap set up, she will die no matter what. Because I think the point of the trap was like, oh, that trap would never actually be winnable, right? So it's setting up both of them to just die.
what happened to Bobby at the end of the movie? He just kind
I
of
don't.
like fainted or something. He
He
was just like, no,
Yeah,
and
he
just
gets
fell over.
shocked, and that's it. They don't really say what happens. I don't know if they were trying to set up that he will survive or not.
Did he just electrocute himself to death?
I don't know. That's a thing. That's not explained. The cop story, Gibson story, he almost gets Hoffman, but he gets shot by a
Yeah.
machine. That's right. There's a remote control machine gun that kills all the cops.
It just kind of devolves into like this really stupid movie because um the main plot is, Hoffman finding Jill. Like, he finds out,
Mm-hmm.
she's at the police station,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, he breaks all these rules because each time he runs into somebody, he just stabs them,
Yep.
and just, it just doesn't do. I'm like, okay, what did that person do? What did that person do? And it's just, he's trying to get to Jill, and
Mm-hmm.
he's just murdering people left and right,
Yeah,
just
he
trying to
doesn't
get to
care.
her.
Yeah. So that it devolves into that, and he does end up getting her, but then what? There was someone else the whole time. Carrie Elwes was actually the bad guy the whole time. He's the one that takes over for Jigsaw. That's like the big reveal. But I that surprises me that he had that upper hand for so long and just let Hoffman murder innocent people.
Um, well, I want to go back to the Jill thing because
Oh yeah.
Hoff Hoffman does put Jill in like that bear trap
Yeah.
jaw thing, and that's the one time where that trap actually gets works properly.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that is funny that like multiple times that trap has not like it's been solvable, not that time.
Yes.
um
Right. And but yeah, Jill just gets like killed like unceremoniously,
yeah.
just like, oh, she's dead. And like you said, Carrie Elwes shows up, Dr. Gordon,
Yeah, Dr.
and
Gordon.
it's revealed that he was working with Jigsaw the entire time. So the events that happened in Saw 1, like those were like also in the past. That was like an
Yeah.
even further back timeline.
Yep. And like just become and I hate that scene of Jigsaw putting on the fake leg for him. There's something about that I hate so
Yeah, just
much.
like, and he's
Yeah.
just like, oh,
Yeah.
but we don't. That's the thing. Like the whole point of this is, like Dr. Gordon was put in one of these traps,
Hmm.
and he was just kind of like he was afraid the whole time. He was fearful. He wasn't like a good guy or anything like that in the first movie,
Hmm.
and we don't know why he became Jigsaw's,
No.
disciple or whatever. There's not any point he was just like he was the real one. Like he was one that
Mm.
showed me, like that I showed him how to do things and or whatever. And it's revealed like all the ones were had to do with like medical stuff or like anything like that. Like this guy's eye had like the key inside of his eyeball, or like the one guy that
Yeah.
had his eyes sewn shut. That was all Dr. Gordon that did that.
Yeah.
And
And he also was the one who picked the brain
the
surgeon from
doc,
Saw 3. How does
right.
Saw 3 is brought up in every single one of these movies after the third one. It's crazy.
Well, that's the one where he died, so I think
Very
that's probably
pivotal.
why. But
But
yeah, it 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 just comes out of complete left field for me,
mhm.
to the point where it doesn't make any sense.
I think
And
it's
I'm just like,
I think it's very weakly handled. I think like there's an idea there because it's like, oh, all these surgical things happen and like Jigsaw wasn't a surgeon or anything. There's an idea there, but the way it's revealed is piss poor and it makes no sense. They needed to do a better job of connecting it all. And like you said, I think part of that is because Dr. Gordon never goes, after that, I realized that my life was saved because of Jigsaw or anything like that. It's very poorly handled.
and he's got a wife and kid too, like from the first movie. Did
Yep.
he just abandon them, or did he go back and
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Like, did he just like, oh, I'm a jigsaw killer now. I can't have wife and kid. I'll leave them alone.
but then he had himself out in the open in that support group, so I don't know, but uh,
Yeah, but like it's surprising that if he's been here the whole time, that he didn't even show up one time, especially because Hoffman was doing so many traps, so many unwinnable traps. And if he was around, like, why did it take him so long to do something about this?
yeah. I think so too. I mean, I think you're right. I think it could have worked, but it's handled so poorly. And I'm just like astonished. Like I mean, I know obviously this is not the final movie, but just the fact that they were like okay with ending it there like that. I'm like,
Yeah, it's honest. I remember watching it for the first time, and someone who likes the Saw movies just being like upset because they do wrap it up. I mean, Hoffman, they lock him away without a saw in that bathroom from the first movie, and they kill off like everybody, but there's just something so unsatisfying about it. Because I mean, these Saw movies are all about their plot. I will always say that. I've said that a billion times, but the twists, the connections, that's what's important about this. I feel like that's almost thrown away just in an attempt to just wrap it up in this one. And I think the way they wrap it up is just it's just poorly done in a really bad movie. And it just hurts because after watching Saw 6, it's like, oh, the series is kind of looking up for a second. And then they end
Yeah.
up making the worst thing. So it's just I agree. I can't believe they decided that this was good enough to end the whole franchise, 7 movie franchise on.
Right. I mean, this seems like a very weak movie, and it's supposed to be like this big balls to the walls, like ending to like a,
Yeah.
at the time, very successful franchise.
Yeah, and I mean this movie was successful too. It made 130 million on a 10 million budget. That's a hit. So I don't know why you wouldn't just keep going, but I guess they left it buried for 7 years after this point, saying, "Yep, this is it."
Yeah. I yeah, I didn't like this one. I thought it was really bad.
Mhm.
I just was kind of wanting more out of it. Like I said, I was kind of spoiled, I guess, with Saw 6. So this one was just kind of like, yeah, like I I can't believe like they chose to end it like this.
Yeah, exactly. It's very disappointing. I don't like this one at all. I don't think you have to watch it at all, and I guess I don't want to reveal anything, but I would say that like this movie is unimportant. Don't need to watch it. Waste of time.
I mean, honestly, like I think 6 would have been a really good one to end it on. Like if
Mhm.
Jill like did successfully kill Hoffman like there,
Yeah, that would have
like
been good. Mhm.
that would have been like a perfect wrap up to the entire series. But
But no, they
no,
were focused on 2 more movies, and I feel like them limiting it to one maybe hurt it. I don't know, but it is what it is. But that's the thing, though. Nowadays, we know that there is still more movies to go, so it doesn't actually end on this note.
no, we'll find out how it actually ends.
Yes. But I do think that wraps it up for this one. But Ryan, remind us, what are we covering on Thursday?
Well, Nathan, we are going to be talking about Godzilla versus Space Godzilla. Like I said, you got to pay up for that one, so pay up.
Cha-ching. All right, I'll be paying. But if you want to email us, you can email us at driveanddoubleFeaturePodcast@gmail.com. Be sure to check out our Patreon. Also, like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube or like this wherever you're listening at. We would appreciate that. But until next time.
Until next time.